Good morning, grade 5s. Welcome to our lesson for today, Heritage Social Studies lesson for today. I hope I find you well. All right. Today, we want to conclude on Heritage Social Studies on the global issues. We want to look at the types of land pollution. The types of land pollution. You can be asked in an exam to list the types of land pollution. Okay. We say land is polluted in different ways. Land is polluted in different ways. Land is polluted by various kinds of rubbish, like paper. Paper can pollute the land. Plastic containers can pollute the land. Bottle cans, waste food, used cars, broken furniture, medicine bottles, or any scrap material. Rubbish that does not decay leads to rubbish piles. I'm sure you have seen the rubbish piles by corners of different houses. Have you seen them? If you go to other residential areas, you find that there are rubbish piles that are there by the corner. Maybe Mrs. Mlotshwa will decide to put her bottle there, her plastic bottle there, and then Sean will come and dump a paper there, Justin will come and dump another paper, someone will come and dump their scrap pieces of paper. Then it becomes a rubbish, a corner there. That's what happens when we talk about land pollution. When one person decides to dump a piece of paper around a certain corner, and at the end of the day, it becomes a pile of rubbish, because people now think that that is a place where you dump rubbish, and it becomes a rubbish corner, and this leads to land pollution. All right. Farming activities also contribute in causing land pollution. So we're talking about types of land pollution. So we have this rubbish that would have been dumped there. It makes land pollution. Then farming also contributes in causing land pollution. Well, fertilizers are applied to the soil. Also, pesticides and other chemicals are added during the agricultural process. These also affect and disturb the soil. So can you see that we are learning another type of land pollution? This is land pollution whereby, you remember in agriculture, we apply fertilizers, we apply pesticides. These can lead to, what you call it, they can pollute the soil itself. And this is another type of land pollution. Okay, so farming can also result in land pollution. Farming can result in land pollution when we apply fertilizers and pesticides during agricultural processes. This disturb the soil. This is another type of land pollution. Another type of land pollution is deforestation. Is there anyone who knows deforestation? What is deforestation? Yes, TC? What is deforestation? Can you hear them? I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you from through here. Deforestation. Did you hear them, Justin? Did you hear what?
No, ma'am.
Didn't hear her. Okay,
No.
hear him. Okay. Yes, Justin. Deforestation.
Deforestation is the cutting down of trees.
Yes, deforestation is cutting down of trees without replacement. We add the two words, without replacement. You know what people do these days when Zesa is going, they cut down a tree, they make firewood, but they don't plant another one. That is the most dangerous deforestation, when you cut down a tree and you don't plant a new one. So deforestation is the cutting down of trees without replacement. You don't replace them, you keep on cutting them down. I remember there was a lesson that I explained that the places like funeral parlors, like Nyaratso, right? If you go, maybe there's a funeral. After, when maybe you come and collect the body, maybe you are getting ready for burial, they give you a tree. Okay. Is there anyone who has seen that before? When you go for a funeral, maybe something like it, Nyaratso, they give you a tree. This tree is to symbolize that when they were making a coffin for the person who has died, they give you a tree to say, go and plant a tree. because that coffin, they cut down a certain tree and made that coffin for the deceased. Do you understand? So Nyarazo, they want to curb deforestation because for them to make the coffins for people, they cut down trees. So every time when a person is dead, right, the family is given a tree to go and plant, okay? They are saying in remembrance of that person, but initially they are trying to say when they were making a coffin for the deceased person, they cut down a tree. So they are saying go and plant another tree, okay? So they will be trying to curb deforestation because when you're deforesting a place, you are cutting down without replacement. So when they are now giving you that tree, they are saying go and plant another tree in remembrance of that person whom they cut down a tree to make a coffin for. Do you understand? So deforestation is another aspect that disturbs the land. Trees are important as they make the oxygen that is needed for any life. And they remember that trees take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. And us, we take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. So trees are important. So when you cut down a tree, you are loosening the soil, you are washing away the soil, that is land pollution as well. So deforestation is another type of land pollution. Okay, imagine if Zimbabwe was cutting down all the trees and not replacing them. Where will you get these textbooks from? You remember that we make paper from trees, okay? Yes. So if you cut down a tree without replacing it, you are washing away the soil. When soil is washed away, it leads to siltation. All the dams will end up becoming dry. And when the dams are dry, which means no water for us, okay? So sometimes because we don't have water, it is because of deforestation. The rivers are drying up because all the soil is being washed away into the river and it causes us not to have water. So deforestation is another type of land pollution. When you cut down a tree, which means you are going to lead to people not getting their oxygen and even the different things that we use for the trees, like holding the soil together and everything else that is contributed by trees. Okay, now let's talk about the effects of land pollution. Who can tell me what are the effects of land pollution? The effects are like results. What do you think land pollution can lead to? Let's say you dump rubbish there by the corner all the time, or let's look at deforestation. Let's look at this farming. If you're always applying pesticides to the soil, what do you think will happen at the end of the day if there's so much land pollution? What do you think will happen to us? What do you think will happen to the world? What do you think will happen to the country? Because we're looking at land pollution as a global issue. Sorry about that. Yes, Sean?
The country might be smelling.
Yes, the country can smell. Yes, you go to other places and you find that it's smelling. I was talking about the sewage pipes that burst. They cause land pollution as well because it will be smelling everywhere. If there is rubbish, it will be smelling everywhere. Yes, that is an effect. Any other effect? Yes, Justin? Effects of land pollution?
I wanted to ask,
Yes.
Does land pollution cause rain?
Sorry? Thank you, TC. Trees will die.
I wanted to ask if
yes, yes.
Does land does when does land pollution cause rain?
Does land pollution cause rain? No. In what sense? I don't know. Maybe you wanted to ask. You thought something and then you had that question. What were you thinking when that question got to your mind? Did you connect something to rain?
Oh,
Maybe you had something. Or...
I once said that land pollution is what causes rain. I wanted to find out is it true or not.
Okay, so let's look at, for example, now when you look at land pollution, right? If you cut down the trees, is it going to help us to have rain? No, it won't. It won't really help us to have rain. And also, if you look at if now let's see now, Justin, if you are cutting down the trees, right? Yes, if you cut down the trees, and remember we say that usually the water that goes down, it has to go up. If there are no trees, which means the water will flow into the dams, it will flow away. There will be no water that is going to be heated by the sun and it goes up so that the rain comes down. So land pollution cannot be connected to rainfall. Actually, with land pollution comes a lot of challenges that are coming with land pollution. So there is nothing that is good that will come out of the land pollution. And thank you for that question as well, Justin. Yes. Sean, your hand was up. We're still talking about the effects of land pollution. Yes, Sean?
Also wanted to say if the dirty on the road, people might not be able to drive their cars.
Yes. If there are so many things that if the land is polluted, what Sean is saying, people won't be able to drive their car, not only to drive their cars, even people want to walk around. Will you be able to walk on top of these peppers that are around? To be hard? And also let's look at the first effect of land pollution is that if trees are cut down, it will lead to soil erosion. Okay. Soil erosion is an effect of land pollution. When people cut down trees, right, there will be soil erosion that, yes, and TC and Chantel are saying that the water will become dirty and that same water will go to the dam and we become sick when we drink it. Yes, that is true. Now imagine that now there is dirt on the ground, right? Remember we said that the water that we drink comes from rivers. So this water, when rainwater comes, is going to wash away all that dirt into the rivers. And then what will happen is people in the rural areas, they take water directly from the river, right? So they are going to drink that contaminated water, okay? Those pesticides that we leave, those pesticide cans that you leave on the ground, they're going to be washed away by the rain, all those pesticides into the river. And then we are going to drink that water and we are going to get sick, okay? So I'm going to read here. It says, land pollution can be very dangerous to human life. Land pollution can be a source of different diseases. We can get a lot of diseases that will emanate from land pollution. Dirt can cause skin rashes. You see some skin rashes that we have, they can be caused by dirt. Dirt can cause skin rashes or any other different kinds of diseases. We're talking about sewage being washed away into the river. We can get diarrhea, typhoid, okay, all those diseases. So land pollution can result in water pollution as well. Dump sites can cause bad smells in the towns. That's what Sean said. It's going to be smelling everywhere. Have you ever visited some places that smell, where the people can just throw away the dirt everywhere and it will be smelling everywhere? Okay, yes. I was talking about sewage. Sewage can cause places to smell. Okay, yes. Sewage is a type of a land pollution. You find that there's sewage everywhere. Where are you going to walk on if there's sewage everywhere? It can cause bad smells. When rubbish is continually burnt, it leads to air pollution, which then affects human life. Remember that we say that I'm going to see a corner and dump my rubbish there, right? I think you've noticed what people do. People dump their rubbish and then they say we are going to burn it. As you are burning that dirt, you are causing air pollution as well. So land pollution results in air pollution, it will result in water pollution. And we say that air pollution results in people getting airborne diseases, chronic diseases like cancer, lung cancer. Asthma is also a chronic disease as well. People die from asthma as well. So these are airborne diseases that are caused by air pollution. And also, deforestation reduces the amount of trees, which then affects the amount of rain. So do you see now, Justin? Actually, the land pollution results in less rainfall because when there's deforestation, the trees, it will affect the amount of rain. Land pollution actually results in less rainfall and not an increase in rainfall. Lesser rains mean lesser vegetation and food crops, which then leads to hunger. Land pollution can affect the climate. Okay, Land pollution affects the climate. Instead of us getting more rain, we'll get less rain. Okay, so it affects the climate. In summary, poverty is mainly caused by drought or by lack of rainfall. When people are poor, they cannot afford the meals of the day because they don't have money. When people don't have enough money, they get sick easily. Many children have become orphans because of HIV and AIDS pandemic. Pollution is another challenge faced by the world today due to development of industries. So we have come to the end of our chapter on global issues. Okay. So is there anyone who has any question relating to global issues? We firstly talked about poverty, when we talked about absolute poverty and relative poverty, where we said poverty is a global issue. In Zimbabwe, we have people who can go for a day without eating or a week without eating. Okay, yes. Is that a question? They say where there is no trees, we will not be able to breathe. So we should plant trees. Thank you, TC and Chantel. They are saying that when there are no trees, we should plant more trees, because if we don't plant more trees, people will not be able to breathe. There will be no oxygen for people. Now, I was still concluding on our global issues. We talked about poverty, and then we went to HIV and AIDS. We said HIV and AIDS is also a global issue because it has left a lot of orphans. It has left a lot of child-headed families in our communities. It also has led to a lot of high crime rate, because some of these child-headed families, they become street children and they end up resorting to crime. And we also talked about pollution. We said pollution is also a global issue. Like air pollution, it has resulted in global warming. If you look at land pollution, it results in a lot of diseases. If you look at water pollution, it also affects us with a lot of diseases. This is the end of our lesson on global issues. Remember, today we are also, this is also the end of our Zoom lessons. On Monday, we are opening. Let us see each other physically on Monday. Let us remind our parents as well about fees and about uniforms, okay? If you need some uniforms and everything, they can come today at school, okay? So that you can conclude everything that has got to do with fees and the uniforms. Yes, Justin, your hand is up.
Are we going to have another live lesson at half level?
No, today we are not going to have another one. On Fridays, we only have one. Yes. And then I saw, Justin, a question from your grandmother. I'm going to send, it's starting on Tuesday. On Monday, TC.
On Monday.
Yes, it's Monday, not Tuesday. On Monday, yes, Monday. I was saying, Justin, I'm going to send you the classroom code so that you can write as many things as you can, and when you write, you can tell Gogo to send me on, even on WhatsApp, okay? Then I can tick for you over the weekend, okay, Justin? All right, I can see a thumbs up there. Yes, Sean, you wanted to ask, Sean?
I wanted to say, what time do we knock off school?
Knocking off, you don't
On
even know
Monday.
what time we are getting, and you want to know what time we are knocking off. We TC and Chantel, please can you tell them what time do we knock off at school here? They know what time we knock off. What time do we knock off at school?
3 o'clock.
We knock off at 3
o'clock.
Yes, we knock off at 3. So when you come, you bring your what do you call it? Is it break? Yes, you bring your break and your lunch at 1 o'clock. Okay, we knock off at 3. Remember, we've been learning on Zoom, right? So we want to go back and see, and we want to revise first, and there are others who are not on Zoom as well, okay? So we need to also push them up with us as we are learning together, okay? So we need that time. We knock off at 3. So if you need to organize transport or anything, please say so, okay? Yes, please say so. But on Monday, we are not yet sure about the transporters for now, but I'm sure by Monday we'll be having something. So at least organize something for your Monday, transport for your Monday, and then Tuesday, maybe we'll have organized as a school for you, okay? There is Jude, and we've come to the end of our lesson. So today I wanted to say thank you so much for joining me on Zoom lessons, especially Sean, Justin, TC, and Chantel. Let us not delete this Zoom, okay? We might need it. Maybe for holiday lessons, we might be doing it on Zoom as well, okay? Yes, so let's not delete Zoom and the Google Classroom. Don't delete them for now. Just keep them, okay? Yes, we might need them. Hello, Jude. How are you? I wanted to say goodbye to you as well. This is our last Zoom lesson, okay? Let's meet on Monday at school, okay, Jude?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Are you ready to come? Are the uniforms okay?
No.
Jude?
No.
If they are not okay, can someone bring it on Monday so that you can come and buy a uniform, okay?
Okay.
Okay, all right. All right, so bye, Jude. Bye, TC. Bye,
Bye, guys.
bye, Justin.
Bye.
Bye, Sean.
Bye.
Have a nice day. So bye.
Bye.
Bye.